What the? Great white! Great white!
Fishing is supposed to be slow and quiet. Just you, the water, and a line in the deep. But sometimes the calm hides something else. A shadow under the surface. A sudden crash of water. An encounter you'll remember every time you cast again. Tonight we're diving into 6 real fishing moments that went way past ordinary. Each one caught on camera and impossible to forget. Let's dive in. Before sunrise, a seasoned kayak angler slid into the still water of a rugged coastline. The sky was streaked with pale orange. No wind, no swell. Perfect. He paddled through a narrow river mouth, dragged his kayak over a sandbar, and finally reached open sea, pure glass stretching to the horizon.
Well, good morning. It is about 6:15 for me here, and I've just paddled the kayak out through the river mouth here, which is quite a nice little warm-up. It's a really cool thing about this spot. You get to paddle through a river. Little rascal. It's out of the reef.
The early bites were good. He hooked a lively bait fish and drifted farther out, camera rolling to capture what looked like the makings of a banner day. But the ocean had other plans. First came a subtle shift. The bait fish went limp. No frantic darting, just dead weight on the line. Then he spotted it. A dark, massive shape gliding beneath the surface. A great white shark.
What the? Great white! Great white! Oh mate, get out of the rudder! Holy shit! Fuck me, there's a huge great white behind me.
At first, he hoped it was only passing through. He kept paddling, keeping his strokes steady. But the shadow stayed with him, sliding closer each minute. The great white began to tail his kayak directly. Every time he tried to break away, it matched his speed. Desperate to distract it, he tossed a floating water bottle. The shark ignored the decoy. Its focus never wavered.
Fuck me. He's following me. Fuck me. Leave me alone. If I throw a water bottle in the water, it might grab his attention and he might go and eat it. Oh, he's coming closer.
For a few terrifying seconds, it vanished from sight. That was worse than seeing it, because now it could be anywhere. Directly beneath, rising fast. The paddler's heart hammered as he forced himself to keep moving, every stroke feeling heavier than the last. The predator reappeared, this time just yards away. Salt spray stung his eyes as he sprint paddled toward shore, refusing to look back for long.
I'm sorry for all the swearing, but I'm shitting bricks right now. Far out. When a great white gets to that size, its main food source is marine mammals, and I'm a marine mammal right now.
Finally, after what felt like forever, the kayak scraped against sand. He stumbled onto land, shaking and soaked in adrenaline but alive. Experts later debated the shark's intent. Was it merely curious, or was it sizing up potential prey? At that size, great whites mainly hunt seals and other marine mammals, and a lone kayak silhouetted from below can look eerily similar. Whatever its motive, the encounter exposed just how thin the line is between calm adventure and primal danger. Two friends set out to fish along Buffalo Bayou on a bright Houston afternoon. The quiet water and easy casting made for a relaxed start. They recorded their trip, planning to share highlights later on their small fishing channel. But the peaceful day shifted fast. While they were reeling near a spillway, a commotion echoed from a nearby bridge. Splashing, frantic and loud, carried across the water. Both men turned to see someone thrashing in the bayou's center, arms flailing in a desperate fight to stay afloat.
Oh, goddamn, it hurts. What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Oh, I'm just...
You know this person or what?
No, we just seen him flailing over here.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're over here too?
Yeah, I was over there fishing on that bank.
Oh, y'all were together?
Yeah. Him and, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's sad, dude.
Unless he just started swimming, just got tired and got in the middle and just started panicking.
That's what he was panicking. You can see him flailing. He was under that bridge right there, right in the middle right there.
They dropped their rods and pushed toward the disturbance, shouting for the person to hold on. By the time they reached the area, the splashes had stopped. The water smoothed over as if nothing had happened.
Oh, he was, I didn't see it. He was in the middle when we seen him. Oh, yo pensaba que se había tirado del puente. I thought he jumped from the bridge.
No?
Other people on the bank had seen it too. From hurried conversations, the anglers pieced together fragments. A man may have jumped from the bridge, possibly on a dare or out of impulse, and immediately panicked in the cold, swift current. Someone called emergency services while others scanned the surface for any sign of movement. Rescue teams arrived quickly. Firefighters launched boats. Divers plunged beneath the murky water. Police and paramedics secured the area. Despite their efforts, no one resurfaced.
I guess he's saying that he was with those guys over there. Man, that's crazy, dude. You think HPD's gonna bring a boat to search for him?
Yeah, PD's. They're gonna bring divers.
Divers and stuff? Yeah, he might be a good ways down now.
Hey, you were fishing? Yeah.
Yeah, we're fishing.
With cameras too?
Yeah, we have YouTube channels. So we were at the spillway over there.
Way over there?
Yeah, and he heard the flailing, and I looked, and his head was right here in the middle.
How far are y'all down?
Oh, at the spillway right over there. Yeah, way over there. You see the, huh? Yeah, right over there. To the right of the spillway.
Oh, to the right of it?
Yeah, to the right of the spillway.
Later, investigators suggested the man might have misjudged the strength of the current or been stunned by sudden cold shock. Urban waterways like Buffalo Bayou often hide unseen hazards, strong undercurrents, sudden depth changes, and debris that can overwhelm even strong swimmers within moments. The two fishermen kept their footage private, out of respect for the unknown individual and their family. Yet the incident lingers in their minds, and for viewers who heard the account, how a normal day can become a silent tragedy in seconds. Far from any warm beach, the icy waters off Russia's far eastern coast hold secrets few divers ever see. One calm morning, a recreational diver, camera mounted and ready, slipped below the surface expecting nothing more than a slow drift among fish and rocks. The first minutes of footage are almost hypnotic. Shafts of light filtering down, soft currents carrying schools of tiny fish past his lens. Everything about the dive whispered peace. Then the water itself seemed to move. A blur of motion flashed from a nearby rock shelf. Tentacles, sudden and strong, wrapped around his arm and camera rig. The diver's breathing spiked instantly, each gasp harsh through the regulator. The serene world turned claustrophobic as the grip tightened, pulling him off balance. His camera shook wildly, catching only glimpses of the writhing creature. An octopus, far larger than he'd expected. Panic set in. He tried to kick free, but the suction held fast. For a moment it felt endless. The silent press of cold water, the heavy drag downward. Then, as abruptly as it began, the octopus released him and vanished into the rocky shadows. Back on the surface, the diver replayed the footage in disbelief. Octopuses rarely attack humans without cause. So what provoked it? Some marine experts who later viewed the clip offered theories. Maybe the flash of the camera looked like prey. Maybe he strayed too close to a hidden nest. Others pointed out that certain species are notoriously territorial, especially during breeding season. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear: the ocean's quiet can hide lightning-fast danger. Imagine how differently this could have ended. At depth, even a brief struggle can drain precious oxygen. If those tentacles had lingered just half a minute more, the outcome might have been tragic. Marcus loved winter fishing. Before dawn, he trekked onto a frozen lake, drawn by the quiet and the promise of early bites. The air cut sharp at -5 degrees, but the stillness felt worth every frozen breath. Confident the ice was thick enough, he set up alone, lines cast and camera rolling. For hours, nothing broke the silence except an occasional tug on his rod. Then he heard it, a faint crack, quick and dry like a distant branch snapping. At first he brushed it off. Ice always makes noises, but as he shifted to pack up, the sound sharpened, followed by a deep, hollow boom beneath his boots. Without warning, the surface gave way. The plunge stole his breath. Frigid water swallowed him, the shock so intense it felt like a punch to the lungs. Instinct took over. He grabbed at the jagged edge, trying to pull himself up, but each effort shattered more ice. His gloves offered no grip. Every second in the water drained strength and slowed his muscles. Marcus forced himself to focus. He reached for the ice picks hanging around his neck, simple tools that suddenly meant survival. Driving them into the surface, he clawed forward. Twice the ice crumbled and dragged him back under. Twice he fought up again, lungs burning, heart hammering. Finally, he found a thicker section that held. He heaved himself partly out, crawling and sliding inch by inch until he reached a shallow stretch near shore. Soaked, shivering violently, he stumbled onto solid ground and collapsed. Later he learned how slim his odds had been. Experts call it the 1-10-1 rule, 1 minute to control breathing in icy water, 10 minutes before muscle function fails, 1 hour before hypothermia becomes critical. Marcus survived because he carried the right gear and refused to panic. Many winter anglers trust early morning ice based on the previous day's freeze, but conditions can change overnight. A hidden current, a pocket of thin ice, or a small crack can turn a calm lake into a trap with no warning. Marcus's experience is a harsh reminder that preparation and a cool head can mean the difference between life and a fatal plunge. Joe launched his kayak expecting nothing more than a quiet day on the river. Early sun broke across calm water, the kind of morning that makes you forget time. Rod in hand, he drifted peacefully, surrounded by birdsong and the occasional splash of a fish. Then, an unfamiliar motor's roar cut through the stillness. A speedboat veered sharply toward him, sending up a wall of wake that slammed into his small craft. Spray soaked his gear and nearly tipped him over. Before Joe could react, the boat looped back and repeated the stunt. Closer this time.
What are you doing? Go away! What are you literally doing, bro?
The strangers on board only laughed, circling like it was a game. Another fisherman watching from the shore tried to intervene, but the crew kept at it, drenching Joe with each pass. When the engine noise finally faded, Joe steered into a side creek, hoping to fish in peace. For a moment, it worked. Then the rumble returned. Not one, but two boats barreled straight for him, throwing spray and taunts.
Alright, we just got attacked, well not attacked, but yeah, kind of attacked by those bin chickens. We've had to come up into this little creek because as soon as I go into that main river, they just see me and they just come rearing and try and like splash me with water and be absolute bin chickens. So I've had to come up the creek until they leave, which could be a while.
Heart racing, Joe grabbed a rock, less as a weapon than a warning. The gesture gave the boaters pause. They slowed but didn't leave, continuing to circle like predators testing their prey. Eventually, two other fishermen paddled over, drawn by the commotion. They advised Joe to stay calm, record everything on his camera, and wait it out. They explained that similar crews had targeted lone kayakers before, choosing isolated spots where help would be hard to reach. Even so, the harassment dragged on. The boats lingered like they owned the river, revving engines, splashing water, and making threats just loud enough to unnerve. Joe finally phoned his dad, who lived nearby, to come and escort him back to the launch. Only then did the tormentors peel off and disappear upstream. This wasn't a random prank. The coordination, persistence, and timing suggested planning. Other anglers later told Joe they'd experienced almost the same thing, reinforcing the theory that these groups deliberately stalked isolated fishermen. The footage left viewers unsettled. How quickly a simple fishing trip had turned into a dangerous confrontation. No wilderness predators needed. What if his camera hadn't been rolling? What if he'd been deeper into the river system with no cell signal?
I didn't throw any. Huh? I didn't throw any. I picked one up. Yeah, well, why are you spraying my kayak? If your boat's so good, why can't a rock hit it?
What? Wait, what do you say?
If your boat's so good, why can't a rock hit?
No, we won't. We'll just scare them.
Bro, I'm gonna call the cops.
No, they'll go away. If I do anything, then just call them.
Really?
Just film on your GoPro and get their faces.
You know what, I'm gonna call my dad, he's just down the road.
Just leave it. They'll leave you alone.
It's a sharp reminder that threats on the water aren't always from nature. Sometimes they come with an engine, a laugh, and no regard for how fast a so-called joke can cross the line into something far more serious. A local fishing tournament promised a day of friendly rivalry and steady catches. Competitors laughed and swapped stories as they compared the size of their fish. The light chatter drifting easily across the lake. For Bill and his fishing partner John, it felt like the perfect day, until a sudden confrontation shattered the calm. Not far from their boat, another angler exploded in anger. He claimed that a competitor in a fast bass boat had sped too close to his spot, stirring up the water and scaring off fish. What began as distant shouting escalated when the furious fishermen steered toward the group, gesturing sharply and demanding answers.
Oh, dude, he might be short, actually. Really? He popped off right in the net, though. It's a keeper. John just saved it. He's a little squeaker baby, but he's going to keep us number 2, potentially 3. Like I said, we don't know if John's first one's a keeper or not.
Bill and John tried to stay focused on their weigh-in, but the argument pulled everyone's attention. Accusations flew across the water. Voices grew louder. For a tense stretch, it looked as though someone might lash out. Other boats slowed to watch, uneasy at how quickly a peaceful contest was turning ugly.
Go to the DNR and I'm going to the sheriff. The guy in the nitro over there was 50 feet from us and he took off full blast just because we were bluegill fishing and he was bass fishing that island. And that's bullshit.
Hey, why don't you take it up with the individual so I'll yell.
Finally, a tournament official motored over and stepped in. Speaking firmly but calmly, he assured the angry fisherman that the incident would be reviewed and addressed. Bit by bit, the man cooled down. He turned his boat and left, but the atmosphere had changed. What began as a laid-back competition now carried an undercurrent of unease.
No,
no. You ain't gonna come here and start the motherfucker.
I got it.
I'll talk with him and we'll get it straightened out.
I mean, I turned that fish 30 years ago with a fucking
kid.
Okay, we got it. We'll talk with him. We'll get him straightened out.
This is not acceptable.
Okay.
You know, and you're in charge.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Incidents like this show how pressure and pride can turn routine fishing into conflict. On a crowded lake, even small misunderstandings, like the distance between boats or whose territory is whose, can spark confrontations. Most end with words, but all it takes is one bad decision for things to escalate. As Bill and John packed up, they couldn't shake the thought. The same water that supports quiet sport can just as easily fuel sudden aggression. For every joyful catch captured on camera, there's another story where emotion and open water combine in unpredictable and sometimes dangerous ways.